show is outside. Now in 2022, it's going to go back to the convention center. So enjoy the outdoor, the acres of just everything. I saw so many pictures and it looks beautiful, but the flower show kicks off tomorrow. Busy sports weekend tonight, Citizens Bank Park, with everything opening up. Bills are going to have a full house at Citizens Bank Park as they take on the Nationals, Sixers, and Hawks. They've advanced to the playoffs. Round 2, game 1 is Sunday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And Sunday night, Floyd Mayweather comes out of retirement, 44 years old, taking on a YouTube sensation star, Logan Paul, who's 26. What would make Floyd Mayweather come out of retirement? They're calling this the $100 million fight. Know what's going to happen if this kid embarrasses Floyd Mayweather. We'll see when it's on pay-per-view on Sunday night. If you want more 411, pick up a copy of today's Philadelphia Tribune. We are in it every Friday in the Now Entertainment section. This portion of the 411 is brought to us by Acme. Right now at Acme, order all of your essentials online. An experienced Acme associate will carefully pick and pack your order, bring the groceries right to your car. It's drive up and go at Acme. Visit acmemarkets.com to start shopping now and get $30 off your first online order when you spend $75 or more. Limitations and restrictions apply. Let's get back into the music. Here's Jim.
The list goes on and on. Tonight, 8 Eastern, 7 Central on TVN. Hey, Love Mornings with... times, and you can always call us.
Musical bliss with the
Never let you down.
I want to begin by sort of picking up on where I left things off with our first guest, talking about police violence and its impact, especially on young black men. And then we'll talk more broadly about community violence. But from your perspective, Jocelyn Smith Lee, what has been the impact of police violence on young black men?
You know, Marty, that's such an important question, and it's one that we are grappling with and looking to understand in our work with young black men, both in East Baltimore, where my work began, and also here in Greensboro, North Carolina. I think for many Americans, white Americans in particular, their first introductions to this phenomena of police violence and police killings happened through these highly publicized incidences that have been covered over the last 10 years, and we've seen this kind of steady drumbeat from 12-year-old to near right.
Option investing, 7 p.m. this Thursday night, 215-876-3002, investorschooling.com.
Hey everybody, it's Larry Spiders from investorschooling.com. You heard my partner Phil Falcone tell you why you should be there this Thursday night.
put you in the running for the great Captain Chucky's We Love Crabcakes.com. All right, I'm going to play in a second the other Murphy cut admitting, wow. See, anytime they have to be asked this in a situation where they can't just rush reporters off, this was a one-on-one interview, you got to admit, I think it's more significant than Murphy let on here, but at least he said, yeah, these unemployment benefits, that's why people are not coming back to work. But this just came down. First Lady Jill Biden, who has a doctorate, as opposed to Dr. Jill Biden, and Dr. Anthony Fauci will appear together on Live with Kelly and Ryan. And what they're going to be doing there is talking about the progress the country has made against the pandemic, according to a press release from the show. Let me see if I can get the date on that. Monday, June 7th. We may have to go live for that during the show. We'll be hanging on every word. How many times?
Questions I bet are going to come.
Oh, I mean, look, I think Kelly is not as much of a softball thrower as Ryan Seacrest. Could we come up with a bigger, even Larry King in his prime, I don't think can match this sort of stuff. And this is what they get away with. Now, you know, if someone like President Trump were going on a show like that, there would be some question in there. I'm not saying penetrating question on the pandemic. But even for Kelly and Ryan, Dan, with Dr. Fauci there by Monday, with Jill Biden, don't they have to ask a question? You know, Doctor, a lot of us, between the stuff that I don't like Kelly, Dan, you know, Mike, right? Telling Roe about gelato when I had to drive in New York 3 hours. That's the first question I have. But aside from that, yeah, they'll talk about the latest efforts to combat something on the progress the country has made. Talk about the widening scope of vaccination efforts in the U.S. Now, I guess their audience, primarily, if they even mention Wuhan, I don't think there'll be any connection. You have to ask at least one thing about Rome. Bring it up and let him swan it away. What's the actual right Dr. Jill Biden, her doctor, like the phony doctor, the whole deal, is just too much to take. All right, 855-839-1210. Here is Murphy. Here's Wrong Way Murphy, MSNBC, a little while ago, talking about the fact that, yeah, this mediocre jobs report today, some of it's
in ways that we haven't fully understanding just yet. There's so much for us to learn and explore, but their voices give us an opportunity to find out.
Again, assistant professor of human development and family studies at the University of North Carolina, Greensboro, founding director of the Centering Black Voices Research Lab, also with us, Dr. John.
Call clickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Villanova's College of Professional Studies believes you are who you've been.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's a combination. Hey, we have a $50 gift card to give away today for the beautiful Liberty Bell Beer Garden at Parks Casino and Sportsbook. Experience exceptional outdoor dining and unique indoor open-air seating at the spacious and beautiful Liberty Bell Beer Garden. Plus, the Liberty Bell Gastro Club menu, specialty cocktails, 24 rotating craft beers, and your favorite sports. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Today is a day with McLovin. What is it? What's the
40th birthday yesterday.
Okay. All right, so McLovin, you know, a character that goes by, you know, essentially a nickname. We've talked nicknames before in real life, but if you take it to the world of fiction, you actually think about it, for movies and television shows, there are characters in shows or movies that also go by nicknames and, you know, essentially don't go by their real name. There's a whole bunch of them. John, I'm curious from you, from Seltzer and everyone at 215-592-9494. A character who goes by a name that's, not the real name. Let's see, best answer by the end of the show. That person who provides it is going to win the gift card. Joe, when you think of a character who does not go by the real name, what do you got?
Growing Pains, Boner.
Yes! Absolutely.
Richard Boner Stabone it was my favorite show for quite a while there, and Kirk Cameron was the coolest guy on the planet. Like, I wanted to grow up to be Kirk Cameron.
Was he cooler than Tracy Gold? She was annoying.
She was annoying.
She was not cool. She was, in a word, she was annoying.
Yeah, that was the character.
I also thought Ben, but I thought Ben was also annoying.
Like, that was kind of annoying.
He bothered me a lot. Kirk Cameron, though, man, more than made up for it.
Kirk Cameron was awesome. Seltzer, when you think of a character who didn't go by their real name, what do you got?
You guys aren't going to believe this one. Have you ever heard of Gordon Shumway?
No.
Alf! He's actually named Gordon Shumway.
Wow.
No.
I swear to God, look it up online, go to Wikipedia, whatever you want. Gordon Alf Shumway.
Does that mention like one episode?
I assume so.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it.
Well, the Alf is alien life
form. Exactly. It's a nickname. His name is Gordon Shumway.
Wow,
All
I did not know.
Not
I
bad.
didn't either.
Well, let me give you one that we all are extremely familiar about, so much so that it maybe could be a winning answer, but sometimes I think we lean in the direction of this movie a little too much, so I gotta take it off tape. Darth Vader. I mean, he is Anakin Skywalker, but he is essentially rechristened.
Good answer, Joe.
But he's Anakin. I mean, his name is Anakin Skywalker.
Holy cow.
We all call him Darth Vader.
That would have been the winner. No, that's a really good one. It's a nickname. Or whatever you call it, a title or...
I don't know what it is. I say rechristening like it's Christianity.
Yeah,
it's certainly not
he's not
rechristening.
Darth Vader.
Yeah, I don't think there was Christianity in Star Wars. But he's dark-sided. He's Sith Lorded. Darth Vader. All right, hit us up, 215-592-9494. A character who does not go by the real name. Best answer by the end of the show wins the gift card. Also, everything we're talking about, the Phils, is there actually hope that they can kind of put a charge into this thing here? And the 76ers, how to manage the Embiid? I would call it conundrum. I know John thinks it's not. I think it is, because he is the center. As Brett Brown often said, Joel Embiid is the crown jewel.
No, it's a conundrum.
Yeah.
Certainly. But it's so frustrating, and I feel like we are making it more difficult than it should be.
We being who? You and I?
Well, everyone. The Sixers, I mean, the entire city, the way that we're looking at this.
What are you worried about?
Of course, but playing, while it has a small chance of making it worse, not playing is not going to make it better. So, like, to me, the option is you play it, and you take a slight risk, because this team needs him, and resting him isn't going to make him heal.
All right, let's go to Mike in Berwyn right now. What's happening, Mike?
Hey guys, how you doing today?
Doing well, Mike.
Listen, I gotta agree with John. I think that we need to start Embiid. You know, they went out of their way, they did, the Sixers, to get that first pick. Or not pick, but...
Yeah, the big bond balls and high draft picks and all.
Well, no, but I mean the #1 seed in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, no, they did. I mean, there's no doubt.
You know, it's not, they do play better at home.
Yep.
I think, why would we give up or possibly give up a loss on our home court?
Well, okay, let me answer that question. That's a really good question, Mike, and I'll address it this way. So, if I told you the Sixers are down 1-0 in the series, and Joel is going to play Game 2, who do you think's more likely to win the series?
I don't know.
I don't quite know either, but I would tend to think the Sixers, because I think Embiid playing would give the Sixers a better chance to, in the end, win it, like in a Game 7. And I think what I'm getting at, Mike, is I think it's reasonable to take the chance that you could lose the game, but also you could win the game without Embiid, and then play it out based on, like, let me put it this way, Mike. If you told me, if you crystal balled this thing right now and said, Joe, here's what you get as a Sixers fan. You get Game 7 at the Wells Fargo Center. It's tied 3-3. Embiid has not played in the series yet, but he's going to play in Game 7. Would you take that as the Sixers fan? And I would say yes, because I think Embiid playing in Game 7 at home, the Sixers would likely win the series. And you could have given him, 10, 12 extra days of rest.
For what?
For a series that you have a good chance to win without.
Rest. So rest, what that gets you with Joel is he's less in shape. That rest is not making him better. It's not making him heal. I contend rest makes Joel worse.
You know what? He came back from the March injury for the first time ever and actually was in shape coming back from an injury. For what it's worth.
Okay, but no, for what it's worth, he wasn't at peak performance like when he first got back. It felt mediocre. And I don't remember exactly what the numbers looked
that
like.
was like a game.
It was like a game.
He revved it up.
Okay, so you're saying bring him back after sitting him for 6 games and he's going to jump right in and be full force? No, it doesn't work that way.
I think
like what he had in that game, memory does not serve me, but it felt like it was like 22 points and I don't know, 9 rebounds. It was less than what we would normally expect.
I think, John, the other thing I really believe in the Sixers home court. So I put stock in it. Mike, give me a character.
Can I just say one other thing? I don't think Joel's got that long to go. I mean, I think his career is maybe 3 years.